I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThatUmbrellaGuy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me. I'm a
You know what? I talk to your mayor.
And they're back on the copyright flow, striking Megan Fox for letting everyone know about fraudulent claims that were posted online, claiming it doesn't matter, they were posted at dawn. Say what? It's the seriously what passes. As a lawyer, you get sued for reporting on the IRL squalor. Sadly, no one told the defense. No one can pay you what you're lacking in common sense. What a sham. Maybe we can take up donations while you strike channels like Megan Fox and Veteran Nation, knowing things are not going your way, and those claims won't wash that evidence away. And how's the federal case going? Is this how you imagine it flowing? Didn't you say it wouldn't go to trial when you bragged about the motions you filed? We got the emails and all the receipts showing you marketing and conceit, running PR against the Hales, while it seems you want to land your clients in jail. Imagine saying delay the trial for 5 months is a win. That's a win? Really? I guess it proves that it's not just the early bird that gets the worms, it's also the lowest hanging fruit. Welcome to the hang track. Clean up on house deuce. Clean up on house deuce.
Oh, clean up on aisle deuce. What's up, babies? Welcome to a Wednesday night edition. I have a brand new co-host with me tonight because of all the craziness. I want to introduce Jane Doe. How's it going, Jane Doe?
Thanks for having me here, Todd.
It's great to have you. It's great to have you today, too. Shoot, man. Something just totally not involved with what you just said or you being on here made me laugh really hard. It was just, you know how coincidence is. Oh my God. Yes,
I really liked that new song. That was very, very cool.
Oh, yes, that is perfect. Oh, Lord. I guess I'm shopping for a co-host for a week. Is my typical co-host ran into a deuce, a deuce. That sounds like something you find in the toilet.
That sounds like what I stepped in my front lawn.
Apparently you can step in that in YouTube's front lawn too, you know, if you're not very careful. Yeah, I was looking over what happened to Megan Fox. It was terrible. I mean, see, we went from zooming around. I'm gonna show this picture here. we went from, hanging out and zooming through Otter Creek. Oh my God, look at that. Megan looks so happy there, doesn't she?
I love this.
I know. She's my she's my Tubbs to her Crockett. Crockett and Tubbs. Busted it up there. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Who is Megan Fox? I don't know that person.
You know what's really funny is this is actually how I feel when she arrives in games. That's how I look in real life.
Oh my God, Crockett and Tubbs. I love the piano tie. That is really doing it for me.
Yeah, that's how you bust it out. Coming straight out the 80s.
I love it. I love
Well,
it
I was
so much.
saying that Zim was rolling around like he was out of Miami Vice. So props to Dead Punk for this, by the way. It is beautiful, I have to say.
I do love your new song. It made me want to sit back and just listen to you tonight. I was like, oh, damn, Tug's on a roll. I should just throw my feet up and just listen.
Man, it really irritates me when people I know get falsely copyright strike. And that very much is. Either that, actually, I have a question about. So, apparently, the copyright, let me pull this up because Megalodonus Foe was nice enough to send this over to explain the ban. Let's actually look at that. Let's see what happened, because this is so. Yesterday, we were under the impression, as that came in, that it was just a copyright claim and a takedown, but not a strike. But apparently, Mr. Butthurt decided it was a strike. I believe that's part of what he filed. He did that intentionally.
You have to file.
So,
yeah, you have to file. You have to
the strike part, I believe.
There are 3 different things you can do when you file a copyright. One is you just ask for the monetization and it doesn't affect the stream at all. So they give you the monetization to the person whose copyright it is. The second thing is you can ask them to remove the content and it still doesn't affect the channel or the strike. The third thing is to strike it, which means a 7-day suspension, which I don't think YouTube should allow. I don't think they should allow that option. I think you should only allow the first 2 options unless you can prove you're filing a lawsuit for the third one, because that is not okay. He filed a false copyright against me. And he ordered the takedown of my whole channel for 7 days. And he's wrong. For one, I don't even think he can copyright someone else's voicemail to him.
Yes,
that's not even his voice.
Someone else left him a voicemail. And I have to actually ask this. What is the intention of uploading that anyway? It is a woman who Bruce seems to really like going after women. That seems to happen quite a bit, He seems to, Megan Fox said, hey, why don't you not come around me and leave me alone? Well, what happens? Oh, got to go after them for sure, and so on. And this woman here, she's talking about how she hates Bruce. She hates him repeatedly. And what does he do? He uploads that as part of his channel. That sounds like bullying harassment to me.
You know what else he did? He named it Drunk Hater. Actually, did it get taken down? It's not on his channel anymore.
If it's not on his channel, if he's actually taken it down, then the material there, Bruce.
It's not on his channel. It's gone. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's still there. Drunk Hater answering machine messages.
Well, all these morons too. So I watched the Megan Fox video today as well, which we will show in a little bit, where they're bragging about false copyright claims and false striking channels, period. And I kept thinking, it'd be a fucking shame if they lost their channels playing this game, because that's definitely against TOS, very much so. And anybody out there can report that kind of crap. And they have been flagrantly bragging about doing this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Flagrant.
And laughing about it. You can play that video that I posted today. That's like a minute long that shows the evidence that they did this. They not only orchestrated it, but then they crowed about it, laughed about it, and made content and monetized what they did.
It's crazy. I'm gonna play it in a minute. Let's play that first.
Milton, that guy Milton, he took credit for it too. He said, "Gee, I wonder who taught you how to do this. Who taught him how to do this?" We know that he's been teaching him how to do it. It's in the emails and stuff. It's in the text messages to Slug that we already read the other night. And Georgia Ann says I should send it to YouTube. I did send it to YouTube. But look at the headline of the title of the voicemail video that Bruce posted. It's drunk hater answering machine messages. Now, why did he post this? Just to embarrass the woman who left voicemails for him. That's what it's for. It's not his content. He didn't create it. It's not his voice. He didn't put any work into this. And it's a 12-minute and 52-second video that I edited down to 30 seconds with my own edits, putting it together in a way that I found funny in order to do commentary on his character. And it is fair use. He has falsely struck my channel. I am now down for 7 days. It's going to screw my entire month for what I was counting on for groceries. And yes, I do use my paycheck for groceries. So he took food off my kid's table. I'm pissed about it because this is false. And them claiming that I'm playing that, she wants to play the game. I've not done any of this. I haven't struck any of them. No one for anything. They use my content all the time. I haven't struck them once. So I don't know where they
use your content? Oh, that would be a fucking shame if that got reported then. See, that's the thing. In YouTube, there's this weird thing called fair use. When you post something, people go in, they edit it down. And if you're like, oh, well, transformative has to. Do you remember the Sargon of Akkad lawsuit? You remember that where he basically took the same material that someone else posted, exact same material, but he changed the title. And they said that the title change, that was commentary. That was transformative on its heels. That alone. He won a case because of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so... the
other thing, too, is that the reason why I don't report it when they use my content is because I believe that what they're doing is fair use, and I'm not going to report it because that would be wrong. Now, technically, could I fight it? Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a copyright lawyer and I'm not a judge, but it would be wrong for me to falsely report that just to take down somebody's channel. I wouldn't do that, and I haven't. But this is what I get in return for not reporting that. Maybe Jeremy's right. Maybe you should strike everybody who takes your content and uses it in a harassing way. Maybe you should. Because fuck them. Because why not at this point? You're going to take down my channel, but you expect me to let you keep taking my content? That's crazy. But I can't make myself do it. I can't do it.
No, I mean, that's not fair. Ultimately,
it's wrong.
Ultimately, they are about to get served. Like, it's going to be interesting while they're sitting around and they're learning a weird little lesson about how you would think Bruce being involved in 3 lawsuits so far. On top of that, potentially looking at more, clown car fucking, and more time under the big top, I guess is what I want to go with there. Yeah. I mean, you drive the clown car, sometimes you put on the wrong miles, right?
True.
But no, I mean, they definitely use content. I just don't give a fuck about, because again, that's fair use. But yeah, apparently that's a one-way street.
Yeah, it's a one-way street. Imagine what they would do if I struck them for using my content. This whole thing started because they were complaining that they said Jeremy falsely struck somebody for copyright.
Dude,
because I didn't agree, because I didn't stand up and say, oh, what Jeremy did is wrong, because I don't have an opinion on it. It's his channel. It's his content. That is his business. I have an opinion on it when it is my channel. And I didn't get involved in that fight. I've never said a word about it other than let him fight it out in court if he wants to. Because I didn't just automatically agree. And if you notice, this is a common theme. If you don't agree with them, there is no low to which they will not stoop, including doxing your face, your children, your anything, your wife, your Tug's wife, his kids, my kids. They'll go after anybody.
Yeah, Slug is starting to find that out, isn't he?
Yeah. I got an interesting email from him today about feeling, really misled by them.
Yeah,
and
they put a target on him because, you don't march lockstep. It's either it or else. That's it. That's how they always are, though, man. That's how all these fucking people are. Let's play this video.
You don't have to worry about the music on this. It's the YouTube creators' music. It's free. So there's no copyright on it. Just letting you know.
All right, let's check this out.
I was going to go over this whole thing because I did watch her tonight. I definitely did. And how funny was it when all of a sudden it just disappeared and then it goes copyright violation by Bruce Matskin. I was like, oh my God. I was like, Bruce.
Oh, good celebration, by the way. That's very good. Like I said, that can go both ways. People will, for me, like I said, the shit that they pulled, if they want to talk bullying, harassment, the shit that they pull going into people's personal lives, again, can you get away with it? Probably not. Probably not. But I ignored it. I fucking ignored all that stuff. But they sit up there like fucking just like seals, like I said, flapping
clapping
those
like seals, clapping like just celebrating this false and disgusting attack on my table, because that's what you're doing. You're taking groceries off my table in the worst economy I've ever lived through.
Actually, what they did is they created a secondary channel, from what I understand. This is what I was mailed many times, and they ban evaded. Now, ban evasion by itself is an automatic issue when you create another channel for it. You can actually stream, but you cannot stream channel to channel. So they can't create another...
and they did.
Yes, they created another platform where they could go in and they could stream, which is a big no-no. Very
But they got away with it. YouTube didn't take down their
They got
channel.
away with it because they didn't get reported for it. There's the issue, because again, people knew that and they're like, whatever the fuck, But these people, again, they went in, they create brand new channels, they stream on their brand new channel now. And they said that it was for ban evasion. Like they made it very clear it was for ban evasion. And, big channels have been yeeted before because they went in and they created brand new channels and they just kept going. But hey, what do I know, right? But anyway.
I wonder who taught him about that.
And there he is taking credit for it. I wonder who taught him about that.
Yeah, I wonder who taught him about... Wait a minute. I thought Jeremy supposedly was a monster because of claims against him. Against claims about him going out and striking channels. And yet, even Slugs was afraid that guy was going to strike his channel. He was. You saw the fucking messages when he talked about it publicly. He said that, are you gonna strike me for going and doing this? He was like, well, if your intent is to bully and harass, then essentially yes. And it was like, holy shit. That was
and they justify it. He justified it by saying that's what Jeremy is doing. Well, did I do such a thing? Even if you believe Jeremy did that, did I? Why do I deserve this? Because I have an opinion you don't like, so you go after me on a false copyright? This is so illegitimate. I have not done anything that these people criticized as far as copyright goes. So why are they aiming their false copyright at me?
Because you didn't suckle at the teat of their opinion. You were like, oh, let me suck up to you. Oh, I'm so sorry, little guy. I didn't protect you against the mean Jeremy.
And this is why. This is the thing.
I didn't know who these fucking clowns were, man.
I know.
You want to know why I didn't talk about that stuff at the beginning of any of that? Like, just didn't hear about it until they all started fucking getting together and doing dumbass shit. Because I know who they are. Because I don't sit online all fucking day terminally. I go out, I do work, I have kids, I do other stuff. Then I get on here and I talk about stuff that either people have emailed me or I talk about court documentation. That's it, you know. And by then, oh yeah, they'd already started the, well, if you didn't do it, you know, they were already fucking the retaliation bullshit. So fuck
this is
you.
all garbage. It's all garbage. They've always been under the impression that Jeremy controls us. He controls me. No, he doesn't.
They
In
don't
fact,
believe that, dude. They don't believe that at all.
No, they don't believe
That's
it.
a narrative.
The
That
thing
is
if that were true, I would have given up already. If this was not legitimate, like if this was like all a whole plot that was cooked up between, you know, Jeremy and me and other people, I would have quit already. How many other people besides me and Tug are still talking about this? I ask you. There's hardly anybody anymore. It's Jeremy, it's me, it's Tug. And the reason is this. These assholes scared off a bunch of people who wanted to cover this story and who agreed with the way we saw it, agreed with the terrible judge and the bad court documentation and the bad neighbors and everything else. But they got scared off by the litigious asshole. Me, on the other hand, I don't have the capability of shutting up. I'm not capable of that. And I am not capable of lying about what I think. So when you come to me and you say, you better stop talking about this or I'm going to sue you or you're going to get sued, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, there's no case here. This is my opinion. I have the opinion. I can't have a different opinion. This is the opinion I have. I have looked at the facts of this case. I have seen the behavior of Lynette and John, and I have seen the way that that kid is being held in that disgusting former dump and in a hot shed. And I have my opinions about it. And I am not going to change them because some bully threatened to sue me and is trying to take down my channel. You want it to get worse? Keep it up, because I'll never shut up about it. I will never shut up.
I'm not. I've got plenty of things to cover still. I still have all of the depot I didn't finish. Hopefully everybody will tune in because they feel reinvigorated, re-energized, because they don't want you to watch that. They've made it very clear. They can spin it, buzzword it all they want. But at the end of the day, they've made it very clear that they run PR. I'll pull this back up in a second, but I do want to make that clear, you know, because I like to back up what I say. So this guy himself, when talking to two slugs who actually put this and other communications out there, and talking to another one of those channels there, yeah, he made it very clear about PR and so many other things. This is what he says. Guys, you're not going to get sued. What else is he going to say? Slug, Jeremy's side of the story is his videos. The only research you can do is watching them, huh? So you find out about people by watching their videos and talking about what they do. You know, so if somebody, say, commented about someone being a nasty asshole on I don't know, an old freaking video that had been left on an answering machine, they decided to upload again, that very much looks like, I guess, bullying harassment. I guess that's what it is. They call everything else bullying harassment. What else could it be? Anyway, that's how they would describe this behavior. If I went now, I uploaded a tirade that somebody had, you know, pointed at me.
What else is that for? And even in his description, warning, extreme vulgarity from an angry drunk lady, very entertaining. I saved this from my LA years, circa 1992. What? Like, what? He gets off on this. He gets off on making women so angry that they call him 15 times just to call him a fucking asshole. Wow. That's not original content, by the way. That's just re-uploading your voicemail, you moron.
He also told, skipping down through here, he said, you know, I told you both I would put my name as a legal rep for any YouTuber appealing a false strike by Hale's, Retaliation, or others. You know, so he's not representing these people. But he's number one giving them legal advice, as we talked about last night. That's a big no-no. That's a big, big no-no. And on top of that, he's saying that I guess since they're not represented, he's already telling them that he would falsely fill out something on behalf of them.
It's funny? I heard him responding to us saying that he was giving legal advice, and that fat guy goes, he wasn't giving me legal advice. He was giving me legal advice as a friend. I'm like, dude, that's the thing he can't do, you asshole. Like, lawyers cannot give you legal advice if you're not a client. They cannot give legal advice to friends and family. Any lawyer who says that they gives you legal advice and they don't charge you for it, he's asking for trouble. You're not supposed to do that. You are literally supposed to tell your family member, hey, I can't give you legal advice because you're not my client. So, and in fact, by the way, if I ever want legal advice from my sister, I pay her for it. Every time.
Well, that's how you make it legit.
Well, yeah, you should not be giving out legal advice if you haven't paid for it. I've retained my sister as my attorney. She can give me legal advice. Yeah, but you can't just run around giving legal advice willy-nilly, especially because these people are about to be connected to a case that he's already litigating.
Yes.
And there could be conflicts of interest that we don't even know yet.
Well, Jeremy said point blank that he was going to serve certain people here. He made it very clear. I mean, no qualm, no bullshit. He made it very clear that's what he was going to do. This guy is already representing a party that is going against Jeremy. He's also gone in and brought in other people. He brought in another lawyer. He himself said this shit and went after other people there. And meanwhile, he's giving free legal advice to people that...
Jeremy does get sued, if he does sue these guys, they have a very good case at the bar. Look at this in writing email they have that says you're not going to get sued.
Yeah. It's just straight up like, you're not going to. Hey, he said he's going to serve them. So
he says he's going to sue them both. So when they get served, I suggest, this is not legal advice, but if it were me, I'd sue this. I'd sue this guy. I'd sue him for giving me bad. This is bad legal advice.
At the end of the day, too, I'm not giving legal advice because I'm not a lawyer. There's a difference. It's like when I talk about I don't remote diagnose people. That's because working with mental health, you don't do that. There's a liability portion of it. You can comment on specific things, but these are the kind of things that end you up in that conflict of interest that cause you issues. And he has the audacity to talk about fair use. Fair use. He's the guy out there, he talks about public figures. Okay, well, he's made it a point. He wanted to be known. Wanted to. So he inserted himself into this litigation. He made it very clear that he did that too. In my opinion, when I look through his email, I think it makes it very, very clear. And he's also talked about the reason that he did it. There are clips. He's talked about it live.
Raising his profile. You mean you want to become a public figure?
Yeah, he is a limited purpose public figure. He inserted himself into litigation. One. Yes,
people know your name.
So fair use, it's fascinating to see somebody talk about it. And yet, he also, it's fascinating to see him, talk about veteran nation, people that he went after behind the scenes. We saw the reports that were made with that, where he was writing YouTube legal behind the scenes, trying to get his channel shut down while he's telling them.
Remember this thing? Not only did he write them, he stalked YouTube lawyers and was told to stop. I forgot when I was talking to YouTube today, trying to get this resolved, I forgot to tell them that. Perhaps I should try to contact that same lawyer he found on LinkedIn who he harassed, who works for YouTube, to tell her what he's doing to me. And by the way, it was another female. Do you remember this?
I with everything going on, I don't.
Oh well, I have proof.
Mm.
Do you want to hear
Yes.
him harassing YouTube lawyers?
Sure.
All right, let's see. We have I have it. It's here. I know I have it. Oh, I saved it in my What the Hales folder. Yes. Bruce YouTube stalker. Here it is.
Understand one thing here. Why is YouTube letting this happen? This is complete bullying.
Yeah, I could speak to this, please.
Yeah.
I directly contacted. Well, first of all, there are dozens of people who flag and report the video. You know, you click on report, and then there's drop-down menus for, you know, why are you reporting it? Well, harassment, bullying, elder abuse, all kinds of reports are being made every day on every video. And I have I reached out and I went on Google and found names of lawyers that were identified as YouTube lawyers, meaning in-house lawyers, and a couple with the name content in their title. So I found one named Claudia Marquez, attorney.
Claudia Marquez. So then he started stalking Claudia Marquez and emailing her multiple times a day. Now listen to what happened with Claudia.
Claudia Marquez. And now I don't know what I'm finding is personal information, personal email addresses, but what I found is what I found. And this was when Jeremy posted the video, which almost at the very end said, quote, "She should experience the consequences of the same thing she accused me of doing to her daughter." And you know what that's referring to? The signs.
Right.
The signs were that she should be.
Don't say it. Let's skip over that. But then he says they told him to stop contacting them.
And he has a handwriting expert to prove it that accused him of being an R word.
Yeah.
Okay. So he then go ahead.
An apist.
Yeah, we don't care.
He ends his video with, "She should experience being fined, track down names," and I did, and I wrote to, and I found 3 or 4 or 5 names, and I started leaving phone messages and emails, and then I started getting emails back. Please don't contact the personal. How am I supposed to know it's their personal? Okay, but now.
Please don't contact us. He stalked YouTube's lawyers.
So he pulled up personal emails
and phone numbers.
Personal phone numbers. I mean, this is what's going on behind everything. Like, it's just flagrant admissions of trying to, again, they've done everything in their power to try to go after and to shut down what the hells. They've gone after again. They went after Veteran Nation. They've gone after yourself. They've gone after DUI guy. They've gone after Madam Mayor. They went after Mr. I'm going to call them Mr. and Miss Granger. Granger. They went after Travis. Oh, what's that other guy's name? I can't think of his name that was there moving stuff. Regardless, everybody, let's just say everybody that was at the Lloyd RV thing, they've also gone after Lloyd publicly, calling him all types of horrible shit, you know, digging up his past and everything else. I mean, the list goes on and on, but they have definitely tried to not just silence, but in my opinion, what they've done is they've gone out and they've tried to isolate Jeremy Hales. They've tried to make it where nobody, not just talk about that, but nobody, they'll be afraid to communicate with him or anything else because God knows what might happen. I mean, again, people went in and they helped Lloyd out. They weren't helping Jeremy out. They were helping Lloyd out. And what do? They end up in litigation. Vexatious litigation. Vexatious litigation that you knew was coming, by the way. We all knew that was going to happen. We had all talked about that. We're like, yeah, I can see this is going to happen. And he's made multiple threats about coming after yourself for everything from Lecos and more. I mean, it's craziness. It's fucking crazy.
Hey, Tease T, by the way, thank you so much for the $75 tip on locals. I really appreciate that. That was awesome of you. TST left a note in the chat for me to check locals, and that was really awesome. I really appreciate that.
Megan will be live on Locals this week. I will announce the wins. I'll make sure to put them on Twitter, and I'll put them in my my YouTube community tab. That way, people know when this is going on. That's the craziest thing. Again, you talk about going after businesses and stuff, and they're like, "Oh well, YouTube did this." Well, yeah, YouTube takes down things inappropriately all the time, all the fucking time.
It's ridiculous. And like I did have conversations, several of them, with YouTube support, and basically they wouldn't help me unless I fought the copyright strike. And I was like, I don't want to give him my address. Why would I give a stalker my address? Because you have to give your address where you can be served with a lawsuit. And I also think that fighting it might not be, although I decided to fight it, but I used an attorney's address instead. But because it is illegitimate and it should be fought. But the way they make it done, the way they make you do it, is really awful. If someone is harassing you, you have to give your harasser your home address. It's absurd.
That's one of the things, like, before anybody had ever brought up anything with me, that's how I had a couple of people try that, They tried finding out. That was the method where they tried to unmask and find out. Isn't that fascinating? And why? I love these crazy fucking people too. They're always like, why would people do things anonymously anyway? Unless, because you don't take aim at people like myself. You take aim at anybody around me. I mean, fuck. The people before, the clips I play at the beginning of streams, again, contacting fucking mayors, contacting police. I mean, they make jokes about it, but at the same time, that's the kind of fucking weirdos that covering something attracts.
Yeah, it's really strange. If you think about the way that Lynette behaves, Lynette and John, by contacting all those people and like going after Jeremy so personally in the community where he lives, both in Florida and in Ohio, and then compare it to the way Laura Owens behaves. Same thing, calling the FBI on Dave Neal, making false police reports every, once a month, two times a month on all kinds of different people, calling the police on content creators. Meanwhile, the content creators are simply reporting a story. We're not contacting anyone. We're not going out of our way. We're not doing any of that. Not making police reports, not doing any of that. Just talking about the story. It's strange how there's so many like similarities between these two cases, including the lawyers involved, who both decided to come in like a hurricane and make things worse for their clients by attacking YouTubers.
The difference is one lawyer inserted themselves. One lawyer was contacted. However, for everything I dislike about one of them, at least like legitimately, that's how they ended up. The other one, they talked about the insertion of themselves into this case.
For personal gain, to raise his profile, to get media coverage for his pet story. Gross. Using us, using our platforms to enrich himself.
It's just wild stuff, man.
It's totally wild.
100%. But let me pull up that YouTube letter real quick here too. Give me a second. I'm slow today. I'm irritated today about this stuff. As many jokes, and I know this is garbage. It's such bullshit. But here, this is your YouTube. Hey, Megan Fox, we received a copyright removal request for your video based on applicable copyright law. We've removed your video from YouTube. Video title, so this was again yesterday's live stream. talking about everything that went on there. And they note exactly what went on with this too. Content used, drunken hater answering machine messages. Content found during that time. Who struck it down? Bruce. Now we also have the backup for that, saying who exactly struck that too. Give me 1 minute here. Anybody who looked this thing up, they could find that as well, because when it went down, it made it very clear. And they were so proud of themselves for this, too. They were all so fucking proud of themselves for this. You know, they're like, oh, Bruce took it down. They were all sitting there watching, because they watch every single night.
Mm-hmm.
They cover the material that you talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And yet. And last night, I thought that this was just a copyright claim off of it, because...
So did I, because I was able to go live right away.
Yeah.
So I think it just took some time to catch up, the system. But then I went to go live this afternoon and play some Sims, and it wouldn't let me. And then I got notified that I had a 7-day ban. And if you go back to the video that I made, the 1-minute video, there's more evidence in there. We didn't finish that Bruce's wife is involved in this too now.
That a person read it and is responding to it. And then
no, that's not it.
From the department.
My bad.
That's the... Oops, sorry.
You started to play it again.
Remove from studio.
Yeah, I went to remove it. You hit it again. Okay. Here's this one. Making sure it shows up right.
Yeah,
I have to click over. There we are.
This is the one.
I thought that was hilarious. Well, she is an answer machine message. It's his answer. Like, I'm sorry. Right. Yeah, you want to play the game? There you go. I guess I
didn't play any games.
You want to play the game?
Yeah. What game? This is not a game. This is my life. This is not a game. This is my professional business. Like, it's very professional.
The game.
Whether it's professional or not, it ain't a game to me. And I'm not playing a game.
I
didn't sign up for a game. Nobody asked me if I wanted to play. These people are just attacking me relentlessly for no reason. Actually, there's a reason. They're doing it for the clicks. They're doing it for the clicks and hits. They're doing it to create YouTube drama. They're doing it because they know we will talk about it, which will let them feed off of this stream.
And you can't like you can't ignore these assholes, because ultimately what they're doing is they don't just stop. Like when everybody didn't talk about Bruce, they just talked about the fucking court case and what was going on there. What happened? The behavior accelerated. Mm-hmm. It got worse and worse. And the same thing there too. So, yeah. I mean, don't get it. Well, anyway, fucking man.
It is harassment.
Yeah.
On my Milltown stream, the last live stream that I did, I made a factual error because I was misled. Megan Fox Ryder and ThatUmbrellaGuy have never abused the copyright system and have never filed false copyright strikes in any way, shape, or form. That is an error.
So, and the cool thing was, it was his wife, it was Toma who suggested it.
Oh! Tamara Manskin.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Go back. Huh. Go back so we can see her little comment. She's getting lots of... here we go. Ha ha, that was funny with today's live. Talking about my live being taken down. That was funny. Funny to Tamara Manskin. Or Tamara,
not just that. Okay, so you're telling me you're telling me that these people openly engage in going after people's families and shit, and that not just Bruce is like, I don't do that. I'm not part of that. But they watch and they're part of it. They're connected to this shit. Their families are. That's fucked. That is beyond fucked. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, how would they feel? If somebody, Bruce, I'll ask you this, since I'm sure you're lurking out there, how would you feel if somebody dug through your entire family and fucked around like that? How would you feel about that? I'm sure you would throw an epic shit fit, because it would be wrong.
Yeah, it would be wrong. You don't see us doing that. You don't see us going at finding out if you've got kids and, talking about your kids the way you're talking about Squid Pro Quo's little girl. A Squid who has this tiny channel who you don't even know. You have no clue. And the only reason why you're going after her and her child and encouraging false CPS calls against her is because you've seen her on Veterans Nation. That's it. She doesn't talk about this case. She's never done a What the Hale stream. But somehow she's fair game. This is sickening. She just survived a hurricane. Her entire family had to evacuate to a hotel. And you're going after this small channel for what? It's disgusting.
It's all gross, man. It's all gross behavior.
Hello, Bruce.
Am I there?
You are there. You're here.
Yeah, I don't know why they do this. They allow them to make false copyright and inciting their audience to do the same, and then they make content off of it. And if anybody has more evidence of this you want to send to me, please send it to me at meganfox.writer@protonmail.com. I am keeping track of every single thing that they are doing to interfere in my business, because if it gets to a certain point, there's no going back. You gets to a certain point, you harm my channel enough, or you get it taken down, and we're going to have a problem that we're going to have to work out in court. I don't want to sue any of these people because I don't like doing that. I don't want to be tied to them for a year or longer, but that is what will happen if this continues. And why do they want this? This is ridiculous. I'm trying to do my job over here. I'm commenting on a case that I like and I'm interested in. I have an opinion about it, and nothing they do is going to change my opinion. Nothing they say. And that's the thing that they don't like the most. It's they can't get me to shut up or change my opinion. And so I'm the bad guy and I have to be silenced and stopped. I'm not stopping them from having their opinion. They're allowed to have their opinion that Lynette Preston is the best mom in the world. They're allowed to think that. They're allowed to think that it's the best environment for a 4-year-old kid to live in a non-air conditioned shack with no indoor plumbing in a snake-infested place with glass and nails all over the place. That they're entitled to think that. I think they're ridiculous and wrong, but I'm allowed to have my opinion too. And this is all about me not agreeing with them. You don't see me trying to shut them up. I'm not trying to shut their channel down. Although now I think they've broken so many terms of service, they should be shut down. I think YouTube ought to do its job. But
I think their little I think the little freak out yesterday was because of not just what we talked about in documentation, but remember we were told over and over again that this case, it would go the way of the dinosaur. It would never, ever fucking go forward because the old meteorite, named Bruce would cause it to go extinct. And yet, when you look at all these motions that have come up, what's happened? More losses there. They just keep losing. They actually have a court date set. I mean, when they were trying to go in here, now we have. We actually didn't bring this up last night. It was a topic for last night, but with everything that was going on, that actually got situated by the roadside. But as far as the calls for early deposition, going after Jeremy, saying, we're going to depose him. We want this, that, and the other. What happened to that? Well, let's read that there. So this is Jeremy Hales versus Lynette Preston.
Do you want the TLDR?
Yeah.
Denied. Sit down.
I love that button. Get used to it, Bruce. You're going to hear that a lot.
That's anybody that wants to, and again, you should keep up with cases on your own. People out there, you make your own informed opinions. The case numbers, when we pull up documentation, it's right there. You can see it. Just go look this case up and you'll be able to find out what, you can look at this. You can look at the initial filings. Actually, tomorrow, I'm going to cover the initial filing since apparently we are going forward. That was going to be what I did today, but I feel like the discussion, again, of what's been happening, of channels being targeted, of people actually being, it's bad enough when you saw the letter to YouTube legal. And they denied trying to shut down channels too. Remember that. You know, Bruce told you, well, I'm not trying to shut down channels. I was just trying to shut. I need to read that again.
Oh, wait
actually.
a minute. Hold on a minute, folks.
What?
I have breaking news. This just in. My YouTube channel has been revived. And last night's stream is back. I'm looking at it now. It is back. It is not removed. I don't know if they've sent me any message, but the chat just alerted me and I went and checked, and sure enough, there it is.
Because it's fake bullshit. I mean, it is 100%. Bullshit.
It is fake bullshit. I wonder if he rescinded it or if YouTube did its job.
Either way, that's what should happen. Like, again, you know.
I wonder if I can stream still, if I can actually do a stream. Oh, and check this out. Holy crap, they turned monetization back on for both of them.
All right.
Yeah, fuck you, Bruce. Fuck you. Absolute fuck you. And do I have a strike still? Let me see. It's gone. I am not showing any strike, although I am still seeing a video was removed, but the strike appears to be gone. Well, thank you very much, YouTube. Thank you very much.
Well, I guess that is breaking news for today, babies. You know? Yes. Ultimately,
I hope. I mean, now Jeff is sending me messages going, God damn it, you got another strike? What?
Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. What? I just asked him, what are you talking about? Not according to my dashboard. My dashboard appears. I'm going to go check my email.
Go check your email.
I mean, I was I was talking to YouTube support like all day about this. Like, this is so unfair. Oh, copyright claim released. Oh, good news. Bruce Matskin has just released their copyright claim on your YouTube video.
Because he knows it's bullshit, Bruce. You knew that was fucked, too. So what you did is you did that to harass. You did that. You fucking, it's crazy. You also know at the end of the day what that is. You start hitting channels and I mean, that turns everything. Like, people will start fucking doing that. I'm not saying me either. What happens is that people will start just mass reporting shit. And that is not the way things should be. You should be able to, again, you don't like me, I don't give a fuck. I don't have to like, Bruce, I don't have to like you.
You don't have to like us. You can hate us. I don't give a shit, but don't you dare pull this false shit. Don't do. I haven't done it to you. I've not done anything illegitimate to you. I've given my opinion that I think you're a bad lawyer, but I have a right to that opinion. And you don't have a right to do this. You don't have a right to hit me in the pocketbook because you got your fees hurt, because your butt hurt.
Well, congratulations to Megan Fox. You know, he knew that was a fucking bullshit claim there, though. Made sure,
I guess I'm supposed to say thank you. Yeah, I'm not going to.
No,
I'm going to say
fuck
you.
Dude.
Fuck you. Fuck you for doing it in the first place because you fucked up my whole day and you gave me a bunch of anxiety I didn't need to have. And you proved what I've been saying. So here we go. Here it is. This is what I just got from YouTube.
Give me 1 second. I got to switch over so I can see.
Good news. Bruce Matskin has just released their copyright claim on your YouTube video. And then there's the title. This means your copyright strike has been resolved. Unless Bruce Matskin is still claiming other videos included in that strike, check your account standing. Fuck. This has been what a day.
You know what that told you, though? That last night, that despite the fact that they've been banned on your channel and everything else, they're still watching. They can't leave you alone.
They can't stop watching. The Butter Twins are sitting in the chat right now with their fingers covered in butter, jamming buttered popcorn in their mouths right now, salivating over the next stream they're going to do, talking about why they did the right thing and how Bruce is such an ethical lawyer that he did the right thing. Well, why did he do it in the first place? Why did he strike it falsely in the first place? lay off the butter, by the way.
Butter twin powers activate. Form of liquid butter.
This all started. You know why they hate us so much? Because we started calling them the butter twins. They can't take a fat joke, and it's it's funny. We've never seen them. I don't know if they're fat or not. I just said they sound fat. That's enough to make these people so angry. Like really a fat joke? Do you know that on my channel it is a joke that they call me fat neck on my channel? Like I think that's hilarious.
Holy God. I talk about like being overweight these days and fucking being pregnant because in COVID I was like, my daughter, she, she's fine. So I mean she's not being mean in this, but she'll sit down and she'll do this on my stomach. She'll be like, Dad, you're fat. I like drumming on your fat. I'm like, thanks, kid. That's beautiful.
Kids are the worst. You know what my son said when I dropped 25 pounds? So I was a lot fatter like last year, and I dropped 25 pounds, and which was quite a lot for me at my height. And my son came in and he hugged me one day and he goes, you're not as soft as you were. I was like, "Aw, buddy, that is awesome." I'm really happy I'm not as soft as I used to be, but for you, I'm a little sad. He's like, "You're not as comfy." It was funny. Kids can always be so honest about things, can't they? At least it's one way to make you feel good about being a little fluffy. If your kids like it and they say you're comfy, that's good.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's funny. I just don't care. I'm like, I am who I am. I've been comfortable with myself for a long time. I don't care. I just don't give a fuck anymore. I'm too old to care. I mean, it's just straight to that. And I'm not, your kids doing that too. Like, oh my God, anybody that gets if you can't take just a fucking basic, like you're fat, you're stupid, you're ugly, any of that. I don't know how you operate in life, let alone operating in YouTube spaces. I don't get that at all.
Mm-hmm. I know, I don't either. If you're so thin-skinned that you can't take a fat joke, oh my God, get over yourself and don't be on YouTube. Don't be out. Here.
Deadpool, like you said, I'm
festively.
I just really want to get into the Santa role this year.
Oh, you should. You know what I love the most? You know what I love so much? The old guys who look like Santa with the white beards. They walk around town at the Home Depot or whatever. And when your kids see them and it's close to December, little kids think that they see Santa in the wild and they play along. I love that so much. And there are those of you out there, grandpas, they are out there doing that, playing Santa at the Home Depot. I love you. I love you so much. I've my son so many times. We've been like walking up Main Street or whatever, and some guy with a beard, he'll go, "Oh my God, Mom, is that Santa?" And the guy will look at him and wink. It's the greatest. I love that. Keep doing that, you guys. It's the best.
Man, yesterday though, we did miss this. Again, as Megan said, there is a TLDR version of it.
In case you missed that, it goes like this.
Denied. Sit down.
But we were told over and over again. Remember, the spin to losing all of this is, well, got to delay the trial for 5 months. Are you kidding me? That is not a fucking win.
He's bragging that, look what I did. I made it drag for 5 months. Like, dude, you better hope the judge never sees that post you did, because that's not gonna go over well with this judge. Wait till you read this. This judge doesn't want to have any delays at all. This judge is not playing.
So the judge, as far as they wanted to depose Jeremy, they were like, blah, 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 this is why we have, and it had all those filings, man. They're so insane. But the judge was like, order denying motion for early deposition. Straight up tells you at the beginning anyway. Defendant's motion for leave to depose plaintiff before the parties' Rule 26F conference is denied. The party should discuss.
What?
Exactly. The parties should discuss deposition sequencing and all other appropriate matters at their conference. Now, if you're like, hey, what's that about? Well, as Megan talked about last night, we will bring this up here too, just to make sure that we catch everything in it. We had another order come down the pipeline, and this one was quite interesting because, again, I thought this entire trial was going the way of the dodo bird.
Right.
And
Bruce promised us it wasn't even going to go to trial. There was no chance of that. It was going to be outright dismissed because he was going to put his brilliant filings in, and the judge was just going to,
he was going to go, nay, nay, nay.
nay, nay, nay.
You are such a genius. I don't know why I ever thought that I should read law books by myself. That's what he thought there. Oh, give me 1 second. I'm pulling this up.
Hey,
here.
I can come out of my covering now. I can take the face covering off. Dang! Look, I'm back. I'm back, baby.
Megalodonus foe. Hey, yeah. So I want to say bye to my other co-host.
Say bye to Jane.
It was nice to meet her. Oh man.
I'm back, baby. Back.
Yeah.
Round out the Pond Scum posse, baby. We're back.
But that's all supposed to cause stress. That's exactly it. Here's the thing. I've always complained about platforms. Any platform, really. You don't get positive messages from platforms. Anytime you get a letter from them, it's either a platform like Twitter wanting money. Maybe that'll happen. You're getting, every now and then, I do take that back. I do get monetization. I get a few dollars. Usually it covers the cost of premium. That's about it. But besides that, it's usually somebody trying to take down something,
Mm-hmm.
It's never anything positive. So we have our initial scheduling order, though, which is fascinating to say. And, there were people asking about the Rule 26, and again, with Rule 26.
Oh, what is it with these lawyers and this Rule 26?
Rule 26, I'll pull that up. Actually, let me pull that up real fast. Let me just note. That way people understand.
By the way, I asked... because I love that little clip that I made of Bruce's voicemail. But obviously I can't risk using it again, right? Because maybe he'll decide to go ape on me again. So I've came up with a workaround. For one, I created my own AI generated photograph of his office. And I asked DJ Radis to clone that woman's voice for me and write in what I wanted to say. So next time you tune in to my stream, you will be treated to the new version, my version that I might just copyright, you never know, of my interpretation of that voicemail. And I can give you a little sneak preview in a minute when we're finished with this. I'll give you the sneak preview of the photograph that I was
about to say, save the song.
I'll save. It's not a song. It's a audio. It's a generated
I love
AI
hearing
voice.
Those like all together, like in it.
Yes, but I will show you the picture that I created of his disgusting office because sorry, but that office is funny.
So when this talks about, they'll tell you the different provisions in Rule 26. Like if it's Rule 26F, it'll also set down Rule 16. But as far as Rule 26, again, you're getting into the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, general provisions regarding discovery, the duty of disclosure. So a lot of this stuff, again, it's just talking about disclosure and how that's supposed to play out. What this tells you, though, the hidden message in this is the fact that trial's going forward. That's what all of this tells you. So all of those motions that were supposed to knock out Jeremy Hales and deal with all of this stuff before it ever went to trial, before we ever actually got any type of disclosure, deposition. We're going to have deposition to go. Oh, my God, man.
Oh, there's going to be so much. Are you ready from the AI generated office picture?
Yeah. Show me that, and then we'll...
This is going to be my new one. Look at what's on the floor.
Uh,
It's like food and cockroach carcasses. Like,
Oh, man. Oh
That's
man,
great.
you should have had one of those cockroaches looking for breadsticks under the tower.
You know what? I'm not done with it. Maybe I'll superimpose us on the floor under there.
You should have like a couple of cockroaches like grappling hooking their way up to turn the they can turn on the boom box.
The boom box.
Yeah. They're like, oh man, I want to hear exactly what's said there.
I know it looks like peanut shells, but I think they're actually cockroach carcasses.
Gross. That's so nasty.
I know. Wait till you hear the AI redo of the
Damn that
voicemail.
AI.
It's gonna be funny as hell.
AI, man. AI does some funny stuff. It does.
Yeah.
So here's your initial scheduling order, though. This matter was referred to the magistrate judge because defendants were proceeding pro se. Defendants have now retained counsel, though, and the case is therefore no longer referred to the magistrate judge. The parties' deadline for the Rule 26F conference is November, so it's just around the bend. Like the content gods will just keep raining this case, by the way. You know, if anybody looks at that and they're like, hey, why are you talking about older stuff? Because it's all in play. Everything. You think that deposition ain't going to be in play? You fucking A, man. Everything. But that's for November the 5th. That's going to be their conference. November the 5th, 2024. At the conference, attorneys must address the rules set down. And so they talk about Rule 16. Let me pull up Rule 16 very quickly. Give me a second. Actually, I don't. Well, yeah, let's pull that up. Who cares? This is all before trial BS. When people look at that, again, you just pull it up. If you're curious about what that says in it, just know, again, conferences, scheduling, management, and if you want to know what's there, again, just look up the specifics that it mentions. That way you know if you really want to get detailed with it. But if you don't, just know that that's all the rules that are being set down for the conferences. I just like knowing, I don't know, every now and then I'll get emails being like, what is that? You know, and that's legit. I'm actually glad people do email. I'm glad they ask those questions, you know. And if you really want a detailed lawyerism of it, ask people like Legal Vices, you know. He loves to talk about the law. He does. You know, lawyers love talking about the law. Who would have guessed that?
Who would have guessed?
Really.
I've started to call him Pro Hoc Vices. I can't believe we never called him that before. Pro Hoc Vices.
Pro Hoc Vice. That's what I'm calling it. That's what I'm calling Pro Hoc Vice. I love Legal Vices, by the way. I bother him about two subjects. It's funny because just randomly out of the blue, like we don't chit chat about much, but randomly out of the blue, well, I'll hit him up or he'll say something about cigars. That's one thing, and the show From. You know, I kept talking about it, and he was like, "Hey, I'm going to check out that show From. You know, you've talked about it enough." And I was like, cool, you should check it out. And from there, he was like, oh my God, you know, and that's if you haven't watched that, it's a sci-fi horror.
I got to watch it.
Yeah.
It's look, great. Last night, I thought Mr. Fox wanted to go to bed when I got off stream, but he wanted to watch Aliens because I had said I'd never watched it. So we watched Aliens. We watched that last night. And
Did you watch Alien or Aliens?
No, Alien, the first one.
Okay, the first one. Okay.
He laughed at me the entire time because I kept jump scaring and trying to cover my eyes. I hate horror, like that thing. Oh, it was so funny because from the very beginning, you know, the part where they're on the, you know, they're by the crash site or whatever.
Yeah, they're on LV-426.
Yeah. And they're looking, and the one scientist, the guy that turns out to be a robot or whatever, he's looking at the eggs. And I'm like, get away from that shit. What are you doing? No, you have to leave now. And then when they come back and Ripley doesn't want to let him in, I'm like, she's right. Don't kill him. Put him in the airlock. Don't let him back in. From the very beginning, I'm like, none of this had to happen. You just don't open the door.
What's funny is when you see that scene of the chest burster, you know, they've talked about that. You should go in and listen to the behind the scenes stuff because apparently they didn't tell everybody that's at the table that that's what's going to happen. So
God.
So they film their reactions. So those reactions are genuine. You should you should listen to their behind the scenes comment and then
horrifying.
watch that scene again. You got to remember, like in this, the late 70s, there was nothing like that. Nothing. Wait till you get to Aliens. Oh my God. Now you're going to get to.
I was horrified by it. And also like screaming at the TV, like, don't go. It was basically like in a horror movie when you're screaming, don't go up the stairs. I'm like, don't go in the air vent. Don't go in there.
Here, I'm going to make this recommendation live, just like I said about video games. And look how much fun you've had with video games. You need to go on and have like watch parties with certain types of movies.
You can't anymore.
You can. Well, you can on certain platforms.
Well, we'll have to talk about that later.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you can't. We'll have to talk about that later. Lee Sargent is pointing out something very, very true about the picture I made. He says the Olin Mills Tug and Megan in a frame is missing from the desk. Oh yeah, that's going to have to go in there. Yes. Yes. That will be going in there as soon as I possibly can. I gotta mess with that before it's completely done, but that's a great suggestion. I am going to love this AI recreation of the voicemail more than the original. It's going to be so good. But we definitely have to get this picture in the frame on the desk. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's going to happen.
I'm telling you, though, people would love to watch you like experience horror movies.
I hate horror movies. You're not wrong.
Oh
they do like the trucking, and partially it's because they like the horror of me running into bridges and things. So maybe my reactions to horror movies would make people laugh. But my husband laughed at me all night. He was like, "Oh my God, you are such a wuss," and I was screaming. It was awful. You know that jump scare when the alien's face is to the side of whoever is in the air duct, and oh my God, I screamed.
When he's like, wow, and his arms come out.
Yeah, and his arms come out. I screamed, and my husband was just dying. He was like, "Oh my God, you're such a wuss."
Yeah,
and
when
then
Megan told me that.
He goes, "My grandma watched this movie."
When Megan told me she'd never seen it, I was like, are you kidding me? You know how many Aliens movies? They have prequels, they have comics, they have novels.
I hate horror movies so much.
I love the Alien franchise. As a kid, man, that really grabbed me. In Dark Horse Comics, they carried it through. They never planned on having Alien 3. They never thought they would actually have that movie the way it was. So I'm not going to spoil. I want you to watch the movie, then we'll talk about that. But they continued it in novels. It was just like they were like, okay, well, it's going to take forever. And their novelization, oh my God, they should have made those movies. That would have been amazing. And we'll talk about that. Like, you got to watch Aliens first.
Yeah, I know we're gonna watch all of them. My husband was like, "I can't believe you've never seen these." He's like, "We're gonna fix that." And like, we just decorated for Halloween too. In my house, we go crazy. In my house for Halloween, my kids love the spooky decorations. So we have like purple lights everywhere and like red lights, and we've got spider webs up, and we've got all the spooky stuff, the pumpkins everywhere. And my husband, we sat down to watch it, and he goes, "This is perfect. We got the spooky stuff up. We've never watched this for Halloween before. It's perfect." It was fun. It was fun, but I was dying. I was screaming.
I could have my 10-year-old make recommendations for horror movies for you.
Well, I refuse to watch it. I will not watch that movie.
Oh my God, I love that freaking movie.
God, I've never seen that either. Like, I feel like, I don't know. Maybe it's because when I was a kid, my dad had a grocery store that was like a convenience store, and then he put a video store in it. And it was like the first video store in the neighborhood before Blockbuster even came out. It was a VHS rental place. And I was in charge of running that when I was like 12. Well, I had to stock all the video boxes, the VHS box covers on the shelves, so people would go up to the box and see what they want. And we, of course, had a horror section, just like everyone else. And I would have to stock these things, and I had to look at these images, and they scared me so bad that I didn't want anything to do with any of those movies. I was so scared by just the covers. Children of the Corn, I will never forget that cover. I was scared by the haunting of what's the one that's based on a true story, Amityville. That cover scared the crap out. Just the cover scared me so bad I didn't want to go down the aisle.
Did I tell you about the house that I lived? I think I may have. The house I lived in that we lived on Amityville Road, and it
Wait, did Did you die at the end of this story?
No, this was a horrible place.
I have to check every time.
Yeah,
you
this
know.
is legit. We rented this house, and now it was out in the middle of podunk, though. I mean, nothing. This was out in the middle of Smyrna, Tennessee. You can look it up on the map, actually. But yeah, look at old maps. It was nothing. Now it's a big area. But at the time, nobody lived there, so you could rent property for nothing. There was this old derelict house. It had old forgotten barn. It was the creepiest place you could go. But the house looked like it had been added onto. So it was like a little inverted 7. You had the porch, like if you were facing when you pulled up, that went straight across, and then it cut down. So like I said, it was like an L, they've been inverted. Well, when you go in, you walk in, there was a little like a dining room area, and if you turned right, you went into the master bedroom. Or right off the master bedroom, right directly to the right, there was a door, and this door had 6 locks on it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there was no
That's
entry.
when I would turn around and run.
I was horrified. This place horrified me. I don't know what I think about hauntings and stuff. I have no idea, but I'm telling you, something was wrong.
Sounds
with
like
this
a torture house.
Oh, this was weird.
Why would you need 6 locks on a door
you-
inside a bedroom?
You kick them down into the floor. They had those that you pop up into the ceiling, and then you pop over sideways, And when you walked up, so they had like 4 steps, a landing, and then you had 4 other steps that went up. And when you went in, there was an old rocking chair right at the top. There was an old, one of those big round mirrors and boxes of stuff, and that house was so creepy. So we were sitting, that was back in the day of big TVs, and I don't remember, like my parents, I don't remember what they were doing at the time, but I had my dog. We had a big freaking, like a pit bull.
Always
huge.
trust the dog.
Yeah, well, I was sitting there, and we're right underneath the attic, and I kept hearing this sound. I thought, what in the heck is that? And the dog kept looking up at the ceiling too, and that was just creeping me out. I was like, what the heck? And all of a sudden there was a loud boom, and in my mind I could just see it. I was like, that's that rocking chair. It's falling over. Then the floor starts creeping, like just creak.
What?
Yeah, for real, no joke. No bullshit. 100%. This is true.
Above your head?
Yeah, and it's like somebody walking across. Now there's no entry to the top. I was thinking, later on there's movies of people like living in your walls. I was like, somebody was living in that fucking wall.
The little people in the walls. There's little people in the walls.
They got big shoes if those were little people. But as it creaked across, the dog started reacting, and it stood up. By the time it got to the steps, you'd figure, hey, it's creaking. No, it started creaking down the steps. I was like, oh my God. And the dog stood up, hair up. It was reacting, and that noise went all the way down to that door. It just stopped right at that door. And what was creepy, there was a light that was always on in that attic, and it looked like something was blocking the light right by the door. I was like, geez, no.
How could there be a light on in the attic if no one had been up there? The light should have been burned out by then.
It
Oh my
always
God.
stayed
Did
on.
you ever open that door?
Oh no! Fuck no! No!
Did you tell your parents?
Oh yeah, there weird stuff happened in there, like all
What
kinds
did
of
they
stuff. Even
say?
my mom.
What'd your mom say when you told her about the weird noises and the
My mom
locked door?
My mom talked about weird noises. She thought at one time. My mom is, very devout. She's one of the things like. Don't make up stuff. Don't embellish. None of that. Like that is the anti-her. And she talked about as she got older. One time she'd walk through, and they had on the right there was a door, and on the left she had her bed, and she thought she saw something under the bed, like slink under. I was like, what the? And just other weird stuff.
Did she ever call a priest or something?
And we called the U-Haul and got the fuck out of there. For a while.
Well, you could call the priest or the U-Haul. Either one works.
Yeah, maybe both.
I used to like watching those. I don't know what's wrong with me because I don't like horror movies, but I do watch true crime, and like the worse the better. Like the worse it is, the more I like it, which is gross. And I would also watch like those hauntings, they're true haunting stories, which are also horror, but they're based on true stories. So I don't know what it is. If it's just I don't like fictional horror, but real life horror is something that I can't look away from.
I show you, like somebody mentioned it in the chat. Peachy Peaches said the TV miniseries Rose Red. Oh my gosh, that's good. You can find it on YouTube. It's been cleaned up. They've never cleaned it, from back when. But somebody went through and AI cleaned up the picture. Oh, it's so beautiful. Yeah, 4 hours.
So I don't know what it is about the fictional stuff, but I have such a hard time with that. But like the actual hauntings, I think it's called The Haunting that was on Discovery or whatever. I used to watch those a lot. And one of the things that killed me was there were always a lot of stories of people who would move into these houses where they would be tortured by something demonic or whatever. And then the thing would follow them to the next house. Like they called the U-Haul, but the thing would follow them there. That's scary.
I'm more wondering how the hell did we get on like haunted housing while we're going over this?
Probably because this is such a horror. The whole thing is a terror.
We're like, this is real life horror. Yeah, that was.
And it's October. It's timely. It's timely. Brush your teeth,
man, I'm glad the channel thing got resolved because that's ridiculous, though.
Yeah, me too. I mean, look, I am very careful about YouTube's terms of service. I take it very seriously because I've had trouble with YouTube before. I had my entire channel demonetized for 6 months, and I thought it was unfair, especially because they never told me which term of service I broke. And no matter how many people I talked to, they would not explain it. And so I had to come to the conclusion that I bullied the entire month of June. That's all I could think of, because that's what I had been talking about was the month of June. And they didn't like that. So I'm very careful. I've not gone back to that topic at all, not even once. Like I'm very careful because I want to keep my channel. And so it's really unfair to hit me with this when I am walking on eggshells over here to make sure that I am towing YouTube's line. Because I do understand, while I don't agree with a lot of their policies or their politics, I'm using their platform, I agree to their rules, and I need to obey them. But so does everybody else. So does everybody else. And it is wrong to use YouTube's reporting functions falsely against people who are not breaking YouTube's terms of service.
Yes, that is actually a violation of terms of service in of itself. But yeah, it got so bad with a certain case that I covered for a long time that I had to find. They have it's gotten bad enough that multi-channel networks, if people don't know what those are, like some of them are frauds, by the way, very much so. But other ones, when you have this stuff, if you're wondering, oh man, well they say it's this or that. Yeah, that's because when something's flagged, it goes to an entry-level worker. That's usually what happens. So if that's hit, then after the decision's made, you'll notice when people go in and they fight that, oftentimes they'll get an answer just like this. And you can also tell how many views something gets. A lot of times something has never even been reviewed. They just answer immediately because they back themselves up. Well, a multi-channel network, what they basically can do is get you to somebody that at least can look at the particulars there. Unfortunately, they don't do that for free. So in order to operate on this platform after a certain level, covering this stuff, I end up paying about 10% of everything I make just to make sure I don't wake up without a channel.
I mean, I'm not, and it's terrible because I'm in this like purgatory where I'm in between, a certain level where I could afford it. I need it now, but I don't know if I could even afford to give that right now. I feel like the channel needs to grow bigger.
It needs to grow.
It needs to grow more. So I'm like in this between a rock and a hard place because if I pay somebody that much, it's like, oh, I'm back to working for almost nothing. I don't know. It's
Memeology.
It's tough.
The channel Memeology. We see a lot of their stuff. Like, well, they do short stuff that's social or political. They have an MCN and they get hit so often. That place takes, I think, 30% of what they make. It's crazy. Yeah, but I mean, they can't operate without it. Like they've been hit so many times. It's just crazy. Anyway, let's cover this real fast.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know how we got down that rabbit hole, but I'll be quiet.
No, it's fun because
we need Jeff's button.
Quiet.
Okay, I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet, Mr. President.
No, you know what's bad about it is like both of us are off-topic kind of people. You put us together, and it's just terrible.
You never know where you're going to end up.
Or glorious. I mean, again, it gave us like trucking streams and everything else.
True.
So, yeah.
I can't wait to get my wheel. It's coming tomorrow. The Thrustmaster is coming tomorrow, and I'm going to be back up on YouTube to unbox and set it up. Oh, yeah.
Hit that phrasing button for me, please.
Phrasing?
Exactly.
Hey, don't talk. The Thrustmaster is famous.
Extra large and extra hard.
Lord. If nothing else, it either sounds bad or it reminds me of something like, when I hear it, I think of shake weight, you know? The shake weight and the Thrustmaster.
I think of the Thigh Master. The Thigh Master, you know, Thrustmaster. That sounds like something Suzanne Summers should have done a part 2 on, you know?
Oh my God. I used to know people who did those shake weights all the time. It was hilarious.
David Gingras. That's his favorite exercise tool. Did you know that? David Gingras keeps one in his desk drawer. He pulls it out every couple of hours, and he gives it a good shake. Can you imagine him doing the shake weight? I can.
I can very much so. He's like, he's to cut down on the sweating too. I put Vaseline on my face. You're like, what? Wait.
Hey, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but Runkle of the Bailey is covering a new lawsuit, and guess who the lawyer is?
Who's that? David?
It's David Gingras.
Oh my God.
He's involved in a lawsuit against a YouTuber who is also a lawyer, who I guess has something, he's a Second Amendment lawyer, and has something to do with 3D printed guns. I haven't looked into it yet, but David Gingras has just entered the lawsuit, and his very first act as the new lawyer was to file a bar complaint against the other attorney.
Oh my God.
And if you guys want to hear that being read, Runkle of the Bailey did it earlier today, like 5 hours ago. So Runkle of the Bailey is on it, and I'm going to get it hopefully and read that at some point on my now not suspended YouTube channel.
Actually, what we need to do is have Runkle on to tell us about some of it too. I don't think I've ever just really live streamed. I've been on Celebration live streams with him, you know, channel Celebration.
We should totally have him on.
Yeah.
You want to do that on Tuesday? We could have him on Tuesday.
Hell yeah. I think that'd be fun.
Okay.
Okay, let's read this. Let's get through this. Okay. Now, again, if you've forgotten what we were talking about, this was initial schedule. What this says too, again, if you're really wanting to know the point in all of this, this says trials are coming. That's what this says. Federal lawsuit, trial is a coming. So all those motions that were filed that were supposed to stop this thing, they didn't work. So you have we were at the Rule 16s. Plaintiff must take the initiative in setting up the conference, but all parties share responsibility in ensuring that the conference takes place by the deadline. I wonder, by the way, when setting that up, is Bruce going to throw a fit if office staff, they actually, it's not a lawyer that sets up a scheduled portion of that? Is he going to freak out?
Maybe.
Oh my God. You are not a lawyer.
Yeah, because you won't respond to the legal assistant whose job it is to set the conferences. I don't think he understands because he's never been successful enough to have a legal assistant. So maybe he thinks that, or at least that's how it seems. I don't think he has one. And so maybe he thinks that that's not, the job of a legal assistant, and he needs to hear from the lawyer himself. I don't know.
By the way, Megan,
Yes.
I don't know if I told you about this or not, but I have started becoming a handwriting expert.
Oh.
Yes, I have started my applications to the different places that were listed. Yes, the ones that take an application and a fee.
Great.
Yes, and then I'm going to have a handwriting sample from you afterwards.
Okay.
Talk about exactly what that means.
Oh no.
Yeah.
God, I feel it already. It's going to be brutal.
Oh my goodness, it's going to tell us everything, Megan. I'm going to be able to know about your childhood. Oh my goodness.
I'm going to write it left-handed, FYI.
Get someone else to write it. I think your hair wrote this, Megan.
Oh my God, I just had the mental picture of my hair like Medusa snakes, and each one has a pen in its hand, like holding a pen and just scribbling all over the place. God, would that make a hilarious AI
Oh my God.
photo?
Megan
Oh my God, I'm going
Fox's
to do
hair
it.
like Medusa. Heck yeah,
I'm going to do it. Holding pens. That's
Yes,
going to be
that'd
the
be good.
funniest thing ever. I'm doing it now. Grok, don't fail me now.
So the attorneys may meet telephonically, video, person. Writing exchanges are insufficient, however. Deadline for the Rule 26F report, November the 12th, 2024. And again, they give you deadlines, how things are coming together. The report must address the matter set out, and again, they noted where that comes up. So if you're, again, curious about that, look all of that up. It may address any other scheduling, case management issues. Give me a minute here to tag. Parties must confer on whether they consent to have a magistrate judge preside over the entire case. Rule 26F report must confirm that the parties have conferred on this issue, but it must not set out the parties' positions unless all parties consent to have a magistrate judge preside. If the parties do all consent, they should execute and file the attached consent form. So apparently it has an attached consent form too. Unless the parties agree otherwise in the report the agreement in their Rule 26F report, or unless the court decides otherwise, here's the deadlines for the Rule 26 disclosures. Rule 26A1 initial disclosures, 14 days after the Rule 26F conference. Again, they have the Rule 26A2 disclosures. Deadlines, again, they put on that. C, Rule 26A3 disclosures. Deadlines set in order for pre-trial conference to be entered later, or if no such order is entered, deadline again. So they're talking deadlines. The parties may begin discovery after their Rule 26F conference. So after that, that's when we get into the meat and potatoes. That's when it's going to get fascinating, because that's when everything comes into play. Unless otherwise ordered, after review of the parties' Rule 26F report, the deadline to complete discovery, that'll be April 7th, 2025. So we're not talking about any time soon. The wheels of justice, they turn us slowly, very slowly. And then the trial will be during the 2-week period that begins August 13th, 2025. Now, we were talking about that.
That is such a long time away. But in retrospect, it's not that far away. But it feels like a long time, does it not?
Yeah, maybe I'm going to do one of two things. I'm either going to get walking and burn off some fat, so I can get there. I'm going to eat more Twinkies and Yoo-Hoos and get fatter so everybody can see me from space. You'd be like, what is that? Is someone flying a balloon? That's Tug. Oh, my God.
All right, Grok, you are disappointing. I said the hair is holding the pens. Although I feel like it gets me. There's enough boobs in this picture, though. That's good.
That's a cool picture, actually.
It is kind of a cool picture. But I said the hair should be writing, and I tried it 3 more times, and they got worse with each one, where this one is the closest one. But I like it. The hair looks alive. So I don't hate it.
The boob on the left is like much bigger. What do they got to just slant it?
You're right. Why is the boob on the left so much bigger?
It reminds me of one of those Reebok pump shoes.
Somebody pumped it up too much.
You're like, no, it's gonna pop.
Wait, Jeremy is in the chat. Hey, Jeremy. He says, this is fast track for federal court. I think Deuce upset the judge, and the judge decided to fast track the trial. Oh, boy. Well, that,
Yeah, for federal court it is. People don't realize, like, how slow the wheels of justice actually turn, It is. It's crazy. But the parties may seek earlier dates, but they should not seek later dates unless they detail the Rule 26F report, good cause for extended schedule. Any party with a conflict for the trial date must file a motion within 10 days from the date of this order. I feel like, let's see if there's anything filed with that, But I just, I don't know if that'll go over well. If they're like, oh no, I mean, it's a long time in the future. So they got plenty of time to decide. Discovery materials, Rule 26A1 and 2, disclosures must be served but not filed. Again, motions to compel discovery must be filed no later than 30 days before the close of discovery. The court will entertain a motion after this deadline only if the movement shows reasonable diligence during the discovery period and the dispute in question arose during the last 30 days of discovery. And so on. They set down all the rules. I don't want to read all the rules here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just basically setting everything down. But what it tells you is...
Oh, but one of the things it does say, I don't think we got there yet, was basically you can ask this court to move this date up sooner, but you may not ask this court to move it out
back
further.
Yeah.
Unless, and I think there was a one unless, which was we need to hear about it immediately after your meet and confer. So if you do have any conflicts that need to go further out than August 13th, you better tell us now, or there will be, because you're not going to get it after that.
We'll see. I'm curious about the motions to compel discovery. Oh man, when all that stuff comes in, so much to read. Again, Content Santa just keeps providing.
Content Santa.
Oh Lord, I'm telling you, like there's still so much there will be slow periods in this. By the way, just to tell people, just like the other litigation, you'll have a lot of formality that comes up. There will be slow periods, but there's a lot of stuff to catch up because, again, everything has become fair game. Now, what will be utilized there, we'll see. I think, though, tomorrow, I think very much I want to go over that initial filing just to see. I thought my co-host was going to be in limbo for maybe a hot minute. So,
well, that was thankfully short-lived and should never have happened in the first place. And also, I would like to say that Team YouTube should have been the ones to fix this. I don't think it should be up to a false accuser to do the right thing.
I think it's messed up. Like you said, one of the really messed up things in this system is they tell you, well, if you want to argue this, you need to give them your address.
Yeah, I hate that. And then when I tried to talk to them about it, they were like, well, we have to follow copyright rules. So you have to. I'm like, you do understand, though, that I'm telling you I don't want this man to have my address. I think that he's harassing me and he's behaving like a stalker. And I shouldn't have to give my address to someone who is serially harassing me and others, including YouTube lawyers. Why don't you go ask your YouTube legal how they feel about giving him their address?
Yeah, they didn't seem to like their email addresses and phone numbers being out there.
Yeah, how would they like their home addresses given to this nut job?
I mean...
No, thank you. You notice that I'm not trying to get Bruce's home address. I don't want to know where he lives. I don't care. And I don't want to know where the fleas live. I don't care. I'm not trying to look up personal information on them. I don't care about them. I hope to never hear about them ever again. When this is over, I will never think about them ever again.
Yeah, right. You tell the audience. Really, you got a Bruce tattoo. I heard about it. Yeah.
A tramp stamp of.
No, you put it under your underarm.
Oh,
you're like, yeah, because he's a stinker.
Well, here's the thing. Did you see Rosalind's new merch?
No.
Speaking of it, it's not a tattoo, but you can own your own Bruce undergarments. Did you know this?
No.
Oh, hold on. You got to see this because it's pretty hilarious. I'm looking for it now. Rosalind tagged me in it. Rosalind, where the heck is it? I know you tagged me in it. Oh, dang. Oh, here. She mentioned me in it. This is so freaking funny. She made boxers that say deuce, deuce, deuce.
No, I'm never wearing a boxer that says deuce, deuce, deuce.
And look at this. Look at the. You're gonna die laughing. This is so funny.
I'm braced.
I don't know if she's actually selling these, but she really should. Can anyone get this lawyer out of Megan's ass?
Oh no! What is going on? What is happening?
I don't know, but you can have your own deuce undershorts should you want them. Should anyone want that? I don't think I would ever want to put those on, but they would be funny. They're funny nonetheless.
Get this lawyer out of my that really is cleanup on aisle deuce. What's up, man? Oh, that's so weird.
Rosalind Duke, everybody. She has a fantastic channel where she does funny satire and other things.
Yes.
She does
a lot of parody and stuff. She does some pretty funny stuff.
Yeah, she does parody. Rosalind Duke, go subscribe. We love her. Rosalind is a fun member of our community here, and she's been a member of my audience for a long time, and she's very funny. She did some great parody videos.
Oh my God.
Can anyone remove this lawyer from my ass? That's so good.
I was laughing at, I did the new song. It has like a Die Hard parody at the beginning, and Rhea Rai was calling it Tug Hard. I was like, oh no, that doesn't sound good.
That doesn't sound good.
I mean, it's.
I think you know what I think happened. I think that Deuce saw you going live tonight, and he got scared, and he dropped it. I don't know what he thought was going to happen.
Garbage, man.
What did you think was going to happen? Did you think that you were going to do that, and we weren't going to hit you back? Like we weren't going to respond? Because this is craziness.
It just knows it's ridiculous, man. All right, let's do this. Here we go. Kelly, thank you. Well, actually, are you sticking for Super Chats?
Yeah, I'll stick around.
Okay. Kelly, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs. Thank you very much, Kelly. Appreciate you. Joyce, also thank you. Welcome. Thank you for your membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs as well. I need a screaming thing in the background, like the fox did.
That's a screaming goat. How does that do? Like that.
Somebody sent me one of those screaming goat toys. That thing is so funny.
Here's another one. Do you like this one better?
Oh no. I think that goes along with the deuce shorts.
True.
Serena Hale, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs as well. Appreciate you as well. Thank you, all three of you. Paul and Nero, what's up, my friend? Thank you for the super chat there. Again, YouTube does not allow a statement, but the statement is in the super chat. Thank you. Rhea Raya, yes, of course. Tug Hard. Rhea, thanks for the 6 months there. Love the dynamic duo. Yes.
How about a roar?
What the world?
That was a tiger roar.
It sounded like tiger flatulence or something. I thought, what in the world?
All right, we'll keep looking. Yeah. We'll keep looking for another.
It sounded like you got the wrong end of an elephant. I was like, good Lord, what was that? Hoover doesn't make that sound. What's going on? Lori, thanks for the 2. Professional. Indeed, this is very professional. Yeah, thanks for the 5 there. Now I can finally badmouth Megan Fox. Now that she's not here, her hair is awful. Oh man, too late. She's back.
I'm back. It's too late. Now you're screwed.
Thanks for the 17 months. There should be human reviewers, not AI, and a bit of common sense should be a mandatory part of the job. Indeed, indeed. They should have dedicated staff that actually do that because it happens so much. It shouldn't just go to entry-level workers. Cunning Linguist, thanks for the 2. This is Beggar left his groin and moved to his face. Oh, that is not nice. That is so mean. I disavow.
Disavow.
Palmer's Archer Homestead, thanks for the 2. Just like Lynette. Birds of a feather. Yeah, indeed. Mm-hmm. I was thinking about that. It's not, like in the new song, it said it's not just the early bird, that catches the worm. It's also the lowest hanging fruit, That's the way I have to look at this case.
I love your new song. I love it.
Suzanne, thanks for the 10. I have reservations about what Slug did. He replayed what he said on the fleas when I mentioned it. Many said it was due him being young instead of do your research before you speak. Yeah, you know, I have my reservations. I personally, just to be honest, I have a handful of people that I trust, and everyone else, they're doing their thing out here. So for whatever reason that something happens, I still think, like, he did the right thing in showcasing what was happening with all of this insanity.
Yeah.
Now, of course, they disavowed, and they said it was horrible that he showcased those email conversations. That was a terrible thing for him to do. Even though when you look at those, you know, again, you have legal advice that's, I guess, being said not to be legal advice. I'm confused on that. But okay. But yeah, I agree. Scott, thanks for the 5 there. Hashtag free Megan Fox. And he's freed too. Freed.
I'm free.
I do want to say this, something
Free
on
at
this,
last.
though. Let me go back to this one thing. There has to be, no matter her reservations about something, though, there has to be a pathway back. People have to be able to say, yo, I made a mistake.
Yeah, I agree. I accept apologies. And a bunch of people are like, he's not sincere. He does this all the time to people. And I'm like, look, until he proves that, I accept apologies. I just do. That doesn't mean we're going to become best friends. Doesn't mean I'm going to share all my secrets with him. All it means is he has apologized. I've accepted it and I'm moving on, period. And I think apologies should always be accepted. When someone offers you one, you accept it.
Well, it's a two-way street, too. You give emotion to people otherwise, you know? If you're just like, cool, I'm done with that. I move on, you know? And there are certain things, I will say there are certain things that, yeah, I don't know if I accept apologies for. But if somebody gets it, they say, hey, I got it wrong in this, I'm going to try to make amends. I do think there has to be some way to make good on something. So, I don't know, I'm conflicted. Again, we see this stuff real time. So, you know, we'll see how it plays. Wanda, thanks for the 5. We're all here for the both of you. We are ready for anything y'all do. We love you both. Thank you. Hey, Meg, get that ass. Bruce is nada. He's nothing. Get that ass. Make sure he's wearing the appropriate shorts. And Tease D, thanks for the 50. Thank you, Tease D. Appreciate that. Tug, please tell Megalodonis that she has some tip money on locals. She mentioned that too. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And please get Bug and Lug some extra candy for sure. Thank you very much for that too. I appreciate it. Scott, thanks for the 5 there. That is what they want. Everyone to stop covering this. That's such crap. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
exactly what they want.
And they've pointed out again, they've said, oh, look, it's just Tug and Megan. They're the only ones that talk. Well, why did other people not? Because, again, they were told that they would be sued. You know, vexatious litigation is still litigation. It's still
nobody likes to be sued. Nobody wants to be sued. And I don't begrudge them for wanting to stay out of it. I don't at all, but it just goes to show that the threats and the bad behavior has the intended consequence. And I've never worked that way. When you threaten me, I double down. And that is my sincere, you ask my dad if how I respond to threats, because I've never been any different than this. And nobody can tell me what to do, including Jeremy Hales. Don't be ridiculous. He can't tell me what to do either. I wouldn't accept it. I don't accept it from anybody. I'm not going to start now. Ask my dad how well I took his orders. He'll tell you.
I like I said before, I don't believe that they think that a narrative is true. I think it's just a narrative that they promote, because if they do believe that narrative, that's absolutely unhinged. That this guy, you know, has the power to make. No, people look at the little gay and they decide what they think about it when they look at everything that he's presented. You know, but for him to make somebody, how would that work?
How? I'm a free person. I have my own.
I got a big enough channel. I do whatever the fuck I want. Like, I'm not going to take anybody. You know, I appreciate him when I ask questions about stuff from Go. it wasn't any bullshit or anything else. It was, here is the facts. Here is the proof. So it wasn't any dance or any bullshit, you know? And you've seen those same things pop up in litigation. It's not like you had add-ons. Nothing changed after the fact as far as stories. It has been the same consistent thing. And then look at the people that are on the other side of the litigation. Look at their always changing story. You know? Tease T. What's up, Tease T? Again, thanks for 10 gifted memberships, too. Thank you very much for that.
Whales? How about whales?
Oh, man, I thought that was a haunting or something.
I think I liked that one. No, we're not going with whales. All right, I'll try another one next time.
It sounds like when I'm trying to like move furniture across the floor and accidentally hit the hardwood. I'm like, no, not the hardwood.
All right, I'll surprise you with another one next time. Ooh, there's a hyena in here.
By the way, I do want to give some love real quick. John, we hit a stream. I mentioned this in my last stream, but John's out there. I missed memberships that he put at the end when the little one was in here. She streamed a bit, and I missed 40. He did a 20 and a 20.
Holy cow!
Yeah, and I missed them, and I hate that. I hate missing supers, and I hate missing that.
Oh well, thank him for the memberships so I can push more buttons.
Yes, thank you. 40 memberships there. Thank you.
Goose. What about a goose?
Goose.
Goose.
Oh, it did it in threes.
Yeah, I hit it 3 times.
That's awesome. Oh, I thought it did it on itself in threes. I was like, holy shit, it's magical. Goose. I think that's a good one.
That is a good
one. I like
one.
that one. Becky, thanks for the 5. Jane Doe and Tug, what can we do? Well, it looks like it's repaired for now. You just, again, if anything.
Subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers. The best thing that could happen is that it backfires on him tremendously, and my channel grows because of it. And I want to see that growth. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers, and that would be the best revenge, you know, seeing me do well.
I also know that flagging stuff puts them in the bad guy seat, you know? Like, when they do that, nobody likes that whatsoever. So, yeah, that wouldn't go over very well at all. Angela, thanks for the 2. I want to do something unfair. Well, again, you know, anytime something comes up like that, noise is very important. You take the platforms, you let people know what's going on, you know.
Yeah, tagging Team YouTube is sometimes helpful, although they never responded this time.
Justice.
Oh
Department.
boy, here we go.
Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships.
Those were supposed to be hyenas. That didn't. It sounded like monkeys.
That's what I thought. I thought monkeys. They really liked flinging poo at somebody.
All right. So far, the goose is winning.
They asked Pumpkin Farm. Asked, do you have a PayPal, by the way?
Yeah, I do, but you know, tonight's for Tug. You guys can come see me tomorrow. But send more super chats because Tug's got to keep his refrigerator full, and that candy jar better be full, or Bug is going to be seriously upset.
Next week, the oldest, she has her birthday, so I've been reminded
and it's
about
the double-digit one.
Yes, as she's noted many times. It's not double digits.
She's expecting something seriously, you know, important.
She's been telling me she wanted geckos. I'm like, geckos?
Ooh, those are fun.
Well, she wanted specific ones, and so far I've been having a heck of a time finding them. I've called 6 pet stores so far. I'm like, can't find them yet. But we'll get there. Linda, thanks for the 5. Bubbles will only be afforded mac and cheese after this.
I have a feeling that's all he can afford right now anyway.
I think, like, you know, you get yourself involved in too much vexatious litigation, and maybe that is what happens, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Zon, thanks for the 2. Send out the Tug Squad. that sounds cool and bad, too. Ron, thank you for the $5 super sticker, by the way. Thank you very much. Saw that roll through. Thank you. Appreciate you. What's up, Veteran Nation? How's it going? Thanks for the 2. They want to cause damage to your businesses. Yes, that's what it looks like, doesn't it? You know, it does. That is the definition of, what is that interference again?
Tortious?
That sounds like it, doesn't it? Becky, thanks for the 5 there. Where in the is YouTube legal?
Well, they had to go into witness protection to protect themselves from Bruce. So they're hiding from Bruce, apparently.
Stick Fret, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for the 10 there. The problem with idiots is their lives oftentimes become a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's true. They won't stop because they don't think there will be any real-life consequences. Yes, that is very true, too, you know. They also think it's because, you know, people don't necessarily, the normal folks out there, you don't sue people over everything. I hear people all the time, they called you, what now? Sue them. Well, I personally, you know, if people have the money and they want to do that, yes. I'm not saying that should be abided. You know, like the Hale's cases, it also happened in real life, but in online it's damaging as well. Like if you have the resources to do it, heck yeah. But most people you run across, I'd be paying out everything, and what would I get? Like lint, broken dreams?
And people who say that, who are always like, you should sue. They've probably never been involved in litigation. If you've ever been involved in litigation, you know, whether you're in the right or the wrong, the stress and the, that it takes out of you and the amount of time and energy that you have to put into it, for most of the time, it's not worth it. So I put up with a lot of shit, and I put up with a lot of slander and defamation against me, and I shrug it off because I know that my life is worth more. My happiness is worth more than whatever pittance I'm going to get from some jackass who said something untrue about me. My audience knows who I am. My family knows who I am. I don't need to prove anything to anybody in court. That doesn't mean I don't have a line. However, there is a line where I'd be willing to put up with it for, you know, to get legal recompense for something that happens. But for the most part, no. I'm not a litigious asshole. But I will come back and hit you on the mic. I will. Don't even think don't even think that I won't, because I will.
Yeah, I don't want to involve myself with years of litigation. You know, and again, some people, you get to that point, sometimes you can't avoid that. But I've never had IRL neighbors that have been like what we've seen in these cases either. That is a totally different beast, too. Just a note. Karen, thanks for the 10. Megan, you're back up and running. Were you running?
I don't run unless I'm being chased. But yes, my YouTube is back up and running.
Indeed. Thanks for the 2 there. Appreciate that. No statement attached. Plenty of statement. Thank you. Rachel, thank you for the 2. YouTube streaming has made my birthday. Hey, it's a birthday there. What's up?
Happy birthday, Rachel. And you know what? I got you a present. You know what I got you for your birthday? This breaking news, this image someone just sent me. It's one of the Butter twins. Are you ready for this? We finally got it. We got a picture. Damn!
Oh, no.
Put the butter away, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. That's just AI. Just kidding. Happy birthday, Rachel. If I could, I would send you a card with this person's face on it because it's funny, with some butter. I'd send you a stick of butter in the mail. Enjoy the butter. Butter's good.
I'll send you the old Chi-Chi song. Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
From all of us to you. Happy birthday. May all your dreams come true.
Hey.
Too bad I don't have a giant sombrero I can stick on your head, like an E sombrero. My parents, I'm telling you, they used to take me there every freaking, like, as a teenager. They thought it was the funniest thing ever. So my mom would be like, hey, you going to Chi-Chi's? Like,
I used to love Chi-Chi's. Chi-Chi's was great.
Oh, they had good food. She'd be like, oh, we're going to a different place this year, where we pull up Chi-Chi's, of course. Of course, every time.
Well, why not? Chi-Chi's is good. They had great margaritas, from what I remember.
And
I liked their tacos.
Yeah. They had good food. Like I said, they had really good food. But D thanks for the 2 there. Is this a case to file a bar complaint?
Maybe, but again, but I keep telling you guys this. The bars they don't care unless you rip off a client financially, unless you do something with money that is unethical. The bar does not care.
1 second. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
Oh, sure. Direxy says, uh-oh, the fleas will be after you now. Like they're not already. I'm sorry. Were you paying attention this stream? Because that's all they've been doing. I could give a shit about them, but all they do is come after me. So, yeah, I'm real worried. I'm real worried that they can't take a joke about butter twins. Sorry, but it's already too late for that. Tammy agreed. The Chi-Chi frozen drink from Chi-Chi's was awesome. Uh-huh. Ruth Ann Fisher says, I don't even know where to find the fleas. That's good. You don't need to know. You don't need to know because trust me, if you listen to it for longer than 5 minutes, your eardrums start to disintegrate. Like it's like the sound of scratching nails on a chalkboard repeated over and over again at high levels.
Oh, butter twins. Thanks for that. Butter twins. They're so hard to listen to.
Yeah, like nails on a chalkboard, right? Am I right? I'm right.
Yep. Hey, George, thanks for the, there was a $2 super sticker and a $3 super sticker. Thank you. Appreciate that. Double super stickers rolling in. Super sticker powers. Oh, wait, no. That's not how it works. The Wish Will Win. Thanks for the 2 months there. Drum roll. And the award for the slimiest lawyer and the biggest jerk goes to Deuce. Man, I got background noise. Kids running through. Lord.
Hello!
Oh, Lord, that was loud.
RIP headphone users.
I know, RIP.
RIP. Oh, that little troublemaker.
Yep. She was like,
oh,
gotcha.
You troublemaker.
Patrick, thanks for the 10 there. Tell Megan not to put lasers shooting out of organ.
I didn't.
It's bad luck.
I didn't. I don't even know what they're talking about. They keep saying that, and I still haven't seen it. I don't know which one they're talking about, but I swear I didn't do that on purpose.
These are the things you can't unsee, Megan.
I'm looking back at my thumbnails. I don't know which one they're referring to. I don't see it.
Oh, Lord. I've never wanted to go back and look after they start pointing.
I know. When they said, I was like, lasers out of their nipples. That's not something I would do. You're making that up.
Suzanne, thanks for the 2 months there. I love it here. And I love Megan's medium hair today. Medium hair. Patrick, thanks for the 2 months there. Didn't attach a statement. Thank you for the 2 months.
Oh,
I appreciate it.
member? Did somebody say member? Hold on. I must have a button. Let's see. What are we trying? What are we trying this time? Let's go for this one. That's a rattlesnake. You should know what that sounds like because you can catch them.
Sounds more like a Coke I punched a hole in or something.
All right. I guess the goose is
I heard
still
plenty
winning.
of rattlesnakes. Oh, that you're like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Oh no.
Well, Puzzler, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for your membership. And welcome to Doug's Thugs. Oh my God.
That was a seal.
That sounded like one of those.
That sounded like a
one of
butter
those
twin.
party things that you blow out, you know.
I thought it sounded like one of the butter twins.
No. Puzzler things to do. Honey Bruce.
Honey Bruce.
Oh, I love it. Jesse thanks for the 5. Douchebag reminds me of the kid who took a few karate classes, goes out in public, tried his skills, talks crap, and ends up getting beat up. Well, we'll see how the trials roll. Yeah, that'll be the real litmus test, won't it? Jeffrey, thanks for the 5 there. Toward the celebratory champagne and breadsticks. And no, I won't let the breadsticks comment go. Never let it go. That's hilarious. Never let it go. Congrats, Megan, by the way. And you didn't go to court.
Yeah. Look at that. Look how that works.
Darkbane. Hey, what's up? Thanks for the
Oh,
five
I
there.
did get it. Yeah. He's wanting me to check my email for the ATS convoy stuff he sent. I got it.
Okay.
I just haven't responded yet, but I thank you so much. And I will. By the way, you said the best way to reach you is on Discord. Dude, I'm 48. I don't Discord, but I will email you.
I just don't Discord just because there's so much there's so much that comes with that. You know, there's people you have people that will go into it, like if you have a Discord, they'll go in and make comments and like terrible comments. I saw this happen to Yellow Flash. You know, they made just like racist, horrible stuff, and then go on like Twitter and be like, "Oh my God, look what people are posting." You know, somebody did that, but they accidentally used the same name that they posted under.
Oh no.
Yeah, but I mean, so I'm like, Discord.
Oh.
Rhea Riot, thanks for the two. Megan needs to watch Insidious and The Conjuring.
Oh, just the names of those movies give me the creeps. Like I'm gonna
you
have
love them.
nightmares tonight.
You love them. They're about.
No, I won't love them. You keep saying these things and they're not true. I won't love them.
They're
I will
about
have
teddy
nightmares.
bears and funshine. You'll love it. Yeah.
You're such a liar.
It's about how to hold a teddy bear tighter. It's insidious. It's so lovable. DJ Radis, thanks, dude. I just dropped a Megan Fox remix. Build the
Yeah,
hype.
I dropped it in the private chat for you, Tug.
I'll have to check it out. I'll check it out, and then and DJ Radis said, look at your emails. It needs to be played. I'll check it out, and tomorrow sounds like a day to play. You know, I always look at songs
we
first.
can't just play stuff without actually hearing it first because you never know like what's going to trip you to.
Yeah, and it's not like again, DJ Radis, I enjoy your stuff. I'm always careful about that. It's kind of I've even had co-hosts.
Hey.
You're like, I resemble that remark. What's up? Wade, thanks for check your email. A reflection of my legally protected opinion. Oh, I'm gonna have to check and see what's in there. I'll check that out too. I'll go through emails and see anything that I've missed as well. Thank y'all. Well, thanks for the 5 there. Freedom of speech, expression rules. Indeed. You know, it's one of the things in the U.S. we're supposed to have that. Supposedly, anyway. And yet. Teddy. Hey, Teddy, see Insidious. See? Conjured a teddy bear. That's what The Conjuring. That's what it's about, Conjuring Super Chats. What can we listeners do to help Megan? Ideas. Again, Megan, you got that stuff. But anytime this stuff comes up, again, noise. Make sure that it's not a subject. And, you know, it's particularly bad when a smaller channel has this happen to them. You know, Megan at least has a sizable channel enough that she can make some noise. You know, and she has friends. She's networked out there. But when people are, you know, starting out, they have a few thousand, even, you know, like 10,000 subscribers. It's rough. That is a rough thing to deal with. Great Paint, thanks for the 5 there. Please tell Megan she has money in Tug's account. Oh,
it's like the Larry approach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Look at this.
He'll make sure I get it.
I'll take pictures of like a hand puppet, like my hand rolling around in it. Oh yeah, look at it. Yeah. I might do that. I might take out like 100 ones one day.
Look at all these. Look at all these.
Look at that super cheddar. I might have my fingers roll around in it.
Make it rain. You're like making it rain with it. Look at all the super
Take it out in the
chats
backyard. Just throw it out there. This is your money, Megan. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Oh my God, that'd be funny. That'd be funny to do with that fake money. You know, the Hollywood stuff that looks real. Abby, thanks for the 2. Slug said stuff about JD that was worse than the signs. Yeah, and you know, again, I am not defending any statements with anything else, and I'm not, you know, again, Jeremy's made it clear, like, what his plans are going forward with stuff. I'm just saying, as far as me, I don't want to care about these, but I do want to know what's going on behind the scenes and trying to, you know, this recruitment. You look at the recruitment pitch, though. I mean, for people out there that are small channels and being told, you don't want 30 people watching you. You want thousands? Well, why don't you go out and do this? Why don't you talk about it from Lynette's point of view? And we've seen the emails. So, when you see that,
yeah. And by the way, that thing I said about accepting apologies, I meant for me personally.
Oh no, somebody cut out.
I did?
I'm not sure if that's me or her.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I don't know which one of us cut out, though.
Oh, I could hear you the whole time, so it must have been me. But yeah, no, I think that that was for me, accepting apologies. I will not speak on anybody else or tell anybody else what I think they should do. I don't have any. That's up to Jeremy. That's up to him. I'm not saying I think that he needs to accept anything. He needs to do what he feels is right for him. I'm just saying, when someone apologizes to me, if it's the first time they've done anything to me, I usually just accept it and move on, because I just have other things I need to do, than waste my energy being upset.
Well, that's my thing. I just don't want to care, so
right.
But there is a line too. I do agree with that. There is a line.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, Slug didn't say that thing about me. He said it about Jeremy, so I can't. The thing he said about me was the thing about copywriting, and he apologized publicly, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm fine with that then. But he didn't say that, anything worse about me. If he had, maybe I'd feel differently. I don't know.
Sandy noted, off topic, did the red umbrella solar lights work out in the cactus garden? We've got more than 2. But it was the last 2 red. Yes, they actually looked really cool. So Sandy sent a bunch of just cool different things, and one of the things were these little solar lights you can put out, but they were the right umbrella colors. So they were not only umbrella,
cool.
They were the correct. Yes. Now right now I've had to, it's getting cold here. The cactuses can deal with cold, but it frosts here, so I've had to move everything away from there right now. But yes, they look really good there. They still look good. They'll look good out there anyway.
That's cool.
Thank you, too. Yeah, I liked it. Thank you. Suzanne, thanks for the 5 there. Thanks for your points of view. I consider no one needs to be faultless, including myself, just a point of view. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, really, we're not the ones, unless somebody brings again that vexatious litigation, we're not the ones involved in the litigation. We're talking about it. We're talking about, again,
right.
These other people wouldn't matter either. But one of the people that's been involved in this has inserted themselves into the litigation. They are part of it now. So no matter what, when they have them on streams and stuff, what he's saying, that's relevant. That stuff does matter. Ugh. Crazy.
By the way, I dropped DJ Radis's new song in the chat for those of you who want to go check it out. So the link is there, and you can go and see it.
Bugs Adventure. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for your membership. And welcome to Tugs.
Oh, membership. Wait, I have one all set up and ready to go, and I'm on the wrong screen. Sorry, you said welcome where? You said welcome.
Cut out again.
Oh, no. You said welcome where? Fuck it.
You cut out on me again. I don't know which one was cut out.
What is going on?
It's one or the other. Like it could be. We have weather changes. It doesn't take anything for us to cut out here, so I'm not sure.
All right, let's
Chad,
try
who's
that
cutting
again.
out?
Yeah, who is it? Is it me or is it Tug? Can you hear this? Oh God, that's perfect. That's the one. Crow. You should use this crow. Welcome to Tug's Thugs. Yeah, I love it.
I still like goose, goose, goose.
You like goose, goose, goose? Let's see.
Yeah. Goose, goose, goose. I like it. K-Rab, thanks for the 20 there. Happy birthday, little umbrella girl. Thank you. Yes, she's very excited. She's very excited about it. Scott, thanks for the 20 there too for her birthday. Thank you too. She, like I said, she's looking forward to it. She's so excited about it. Yeah. And Vanessa.
Oh, now Tug cut out for me. Hello?
Do a stream. Short stream? I don't know if that's going to happen, but stream.
See, now I lost you there for a minute.
Did you?
Yeah, that was weird. And the chat is
Both.
saying that they hear both of us,
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're having interruptions on this side,
but
which
we're
is very
having
weird.
interruptions. That's bizarre. So that was the first time you cut out for me. You just went dead.
Okay.
And I was like,
Okay, so
hello?
I went dead in that time. Like they're telling
Yeah.
me that I went out that time. Okay.
Yeah, that was weird.
Well, let me cover that super chat there.
Yeah.
Vanessa, thanks for the 10 there for Bug and Lug. Please ask Bug if she can do a short stream with you one day as co-host. Definitely. Like I was saying, stream, yes. Short stream. Good luck with that. John, thanks for the 2. Screw Bubbles and his legal assistant, Ms. Bubbles.
By the way, Deuce Dickerson in the, or Dixon, sorry, his name is, Deuce Dixon in the Sims game in Otter Creek. He got a new wife today, and her name is Eats a Lot of Dixon. The chat named her. The chat did. These are my fictional characters inside Sims. And it was pretty hilarious. One of you were just asking, am I still playing Sims? Yes! Yes, I am.
Yes, of course. It was in the middle of your Sims time. That was the crazy thing. Tease T, thank you for the 50 there as well. Lug's birthday fun. Double digit day. Indeed. So I want to make sure that I didn't lose anyone on that. K-Rab, noted. Scott. Vanessa, I read them all, but I want to make sure that I had that. Tease T. I want to make sure that everybody got there. Janice, thanks for the 20. Tug, there are many reputable online reptile stores. Use the super chat as a down payment for a gecko. Thank you. Yeah, I usually go, the first places that I check out are rescues. And we have a few of them. And we have certain people in these areas who would, like, with spider, nobody will pick up like a spider if it's like rescued from an old house typically. But we ended up with a few like that. But yeah, people abandoned pets and everything else. It's horrible. Yeah. Amy, thanks for the 5. Breadstick money, yeah. Megan singing.
Breadstick money.
Yeah, that's right. Sing for my breadstick money. Wait. Laura, thanks for the 23 months. Love you both. Can I have an offensive noise too, please?
All right. I think I got you on that one. Let's see. Probably, I'm guessing that the most offensive noise on here is going to be the walrus. Holy crap.
God. Yes.
Yep. Walrus noise.
That reminded me of my dad when he would sleep.
I really want to hit the mosquito one to see what it sounds like. I feel like we should maybe mention this every time we talk about the Butter Twins. Oh God, it goes through each ear. No, stop. It went from my right ear to my left ear and then back to the right. Oh, hell no. Sorry, everyone with earphones. Sorry.
That's so bizarre.
Oh.
Puzzler, thanks for 5. Jeremy's protecting his interests. There are consequences to reckless behaviors that hurt people. Yes, harm for business is different from, again, we go into like insults and everything else. There's a big difference in somebody like being rude towards you and somebody trying to destroy your life and your business. That is what this case is about. Defamation. Interference with business. Interference with being able to just live, period. So, yeah.
It's somehow they attract all these people who think it's totally fine to go after someone's business. It's weird.
Because, they wouldn't think that if it were their business, though, would they?
No, they wouldn't. They'd be having an absolute shit fit if any of us tried to take down their channel.
Yeah. Well, you've seen, again, there are allegations about Jeremy. It's not when they're like, oh my God, he did X, Y, or Z, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but in real life, I've heard some of these people say, again, if someone were to post signs about that in their neighborhoods, that they would be okay with that. That wouldn't be a problem.
That's crazy.
That says more about the person than anything else, in my opinion. Angel Asylum, thanks for the 2 there. No statement, but plenty of statement. Thank you. And Vanessa, thanks for the 5 there. One more thing. Yeah, that's what. That's right.
That's me. I'm always like, but one more thing.
That's what baby umbrella. She was like, one more thing, just one more thing. Two more things. I got to tell you two more things. And that went on. Finally, I was like, I'm going to have to end the stream because it'll never end. It's an endless stream. It was fun, though. It was a lot of fun, but I just couldn't end it. All right. We've caught super chats. Man, at least there's been a good outcome for the night. Man, let's play that song again. And I want to end that. I'll be streaming tomorrow. You going to stream tomorrow? You going to play some games?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to stream tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I might cover that Menendez brothers press conference today, which was insane. The Menendez brothers are back in the news, and their family on both sides of the victims, father and mother's family, are advocating to get the Menendez brothers out of jail because they were given a raw deal, and they really were. Their abuse was not taken into consideration, and now that abuse has been corroborated by none other than a member of Menudo.
Yeah, I remember that. The one thing that always bothered me with the Menendez thing, though, have you ever listened to the book of tapes? All the taped conversations that were with one of the brothers where he was talking about what happened in the first trial?
I don't think I never watched the trial, but I did watch a couple documentaries.
Yeah.
What was on the tape?
Now, he was having phone conversations with this woman that he thought was going to help him write a book and everything else. Little did he know she was going to put together a book. She was recording everything he said over an extended period. And yeah, he talked about a lot of stuff that you should just go back and listen to it. I mean, again, the book, the recordings, that stuff's all out there, but it's forgotten with time, where he's talking about faking emotion, and being sympathetic. And yeah, it doesn't look good. I don't know how, when we look at the entire case, if he got another case, if they actually had a retrial or so, not going to have a retrial.
Well, they had one trial and it was a hung jury.
Yeah.
In the second trial, the judge didn't allow any of the abuse allegations in, but we were led to believe that those things were untrue. But now we've got a member of Menudo? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Coming forward to say that not only was he molested by the manager of that band, but also the Menendez's father when he was the president of RCA. And other bandmates corroborated that they saw and witnessed this abuse. So it's like not even a question anymore whether it happened. It happened. And unfortunately, the thing that happened at the Menendez house was so damaging to this boy, he was like severely injured. So you're talking about a sadist. So yeah, did they believe that their father was going to maybe kill them? I think so. I think so.
Man, like I said, just listen to those in his own words. And
all right, I'll have to listen to the tape.
Still maintain that. And again, I encourage anybody to look at that. The one
you got to see the new whatchamacallit, the new documentary on Peacock, because it's insane. All right, I'll be back. You keep going. I get my kid needs something. Are you gonna end?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta run.
Okay.
Good night, everybody.
Yep. See ya. Yeah, the one thing I would say with people too, if you watch the Netflix documentary for the Menendez brothers, they added a lot of crap that didn't happen. Like I'm talking about, like the with the incest allegations, they just give it's a drama. It very much is a drama. So when you go in, if you want to look at that, you want to look at it fresh, you can find everything to it. And there's a lot of documentation. All the documentation has been gathered. So if you really are curious about that and you want to form an informed opinion, you don't want somebody else just feeding you a snippet of that. It's the thing that sucks about any of this stuff too is the family member. We don't know there, but you're not going to ever hear from them. But yeah, on the other side of that too, the last trial most definitely didn't add a lot of stuff in. So, anyway, you say there was one more super chat too. Lily, thanks for the 5 there. I don't understand why there isn't a bar complaint. Unethical things Bubbles is doing. I don't think the bar cares. Ultimately, there can be bar complaints, but I don't actually think that the bar gives a crap. You've seen some of the things that Gingras did, or if you haven't, with Laura Owens, that stuff. I mean, it's well beyond the pale, and they just don't care. They just don't care at all. So complaints, people are of this opinion that something's going to happen. It doesn't very well happen that often. And if it does, it's more like a, don't do that again. No, no, no. And nothing ever changes. So anyway, I'm going to lead us out with song today. I appreciate all you folks. I'm glad that we had a decent outcome for this stuff. Appreciate you. Here we go.
They're back on the copyright flow, striking Megan Fox for letting everyone know about fraudulent claims that were posted on lawn, claiming it doesn't matter, they were posted at dawn. Say what? It's the serious lead what passes. As a lawyer, you get sued for reporting on the IRL squalor. Sadly, no one told the defense. No one can pay you what you're lacking in common sense. What a chance. Maybe we can take up donations while you strike channels like Megan Fox and Veteran Nation, knowing things are not going your way, and those claims won't wash that evidence away. And how's the federal case going? Is this how you imagine it flowing? Didn't you say it wouldn't go to trial when you bragged about the motions you filed? We got the emails and all the receipts showing you marketing and conceit, running PR against the Hales, while it seems you want to land your clients in jail. Imagine saying delay the trial for 5 months is a win. That's a win? Really? I guess it proves that it's not just the early bird that gets the worms, it's also the lowest hanging fruit. Welcome to the hate track. Clean up on